All right. Shalom, shalom, everybody. Once again, it is your brew. That's me, Bon Shemayim, back with another one. So today's video, we are going to be talking about what day does the Bible say the Sabbath is. Somebody hit me up and asked me, how do you keep the Sabbath? What day is the Sabbath, right? They asked me about Friday morning. They said they heard something about Friday morning. I've never heard that before. I'm gonna go through the Bible. We're gonna get that together. Right? There's a reason why. If you notice on the calendar, and people will bring this, oh, it's the Gregorian calendar. If you look at the calendar, it's 7 days in a week. All right. Now check this out. What day do most Christians go to church? Sunday, which is the first day of the week. All right, I just had to get that pointed out before we get into it. So without further ado, I'm about to share my screen so we could get into these scriptures. The first scripture we're going into today is going to be, where is it at? I see Genesis. Oh, here we go. It's going to be Exodus. All right. And I'm going to go to the top of this because it says, and God spake all of these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me, right? And we know that that is the first commandment, right, of the 10 commandments. So there are 10 commandments. So now we're going to the Sabbath day commandment. Now remember, these are the laws. These are 10 of the 613 laws that we're supposed to keep. If you guys want me to do a more in-depth video of the 10 commandments, just let me know in the comments and I will. And if you want me to do a more in-depth video of the 613, I'm working on that. It's going to be piece by piece. I won't just be able to do one whole take because of my back. So we going to Exodus 20 and we're going to start at 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God, right? And in it thou shalt not do any work. What is work? Occupation, work, labor, right? Nor thy son, it says, any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate. So you can't put anybody to work and you can't go to work, right? For in 6 days, so this is how we know, because we about to go to this scripture next, how to keep the Sabbath. When does the Sabbath start? We gonna figure this out because of this, right? For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them. And it says, and all that in them is, right? So everything that's in them. And rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it, right? So he hallowed it to set apart, right? To be consecrated. So God created the Sabbath. Matter of fact, let me look this up really quick so I could drop this scripture for y'all. Okay, because we got to add one more. No, not yet. We got to add one more scripture to this. So we about to add it now. This is going to be in Malachi, y'all. So sorry, I had to re-look up a KJV Bible with the Strongs attached. And looks like, I know I'm not missing. Okay, we're going to do another search. Sorry about that, y'all. This is not making no sense. Okay. They would do this right in the middle of my lesson plan. Okay, let me see. I should have had this ready, but the scripture just popped up to me. I'm gonna have to go over that scripture that we just did again so I don't lose it. Dang, took forever to find this. Okay. Okay. So, okay. So first we're going back to the scripture we was just on, which is what was that? Here we go. Which is Exodus 20 and 8, the law. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath day of the Lord, is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Right? So it's his day. He hallowed it, remember. In it thou shalt not do any work, which once again means servile labor, occupation, or work, right? Thou nor thy sons, nor thy daughters, thy maidservants, nor thy manservants, nor thy maidservants, nor thy cattle, nor the stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth. So that's what we're supposed to follow, right? Is that in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and all that in them is. So everything is inside of them, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it, right? So let me stop sharing this and go back to the live stream because I'm gonna have to share something else now. Because the next scripture we're going into Genesis, and then I'll go into the scripture I just looked up. So the next scripture we're going to is Genesis 1. Here we go, right? It says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light, and it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. In the evening, in the morning, were the first day. Why does it say in the evening, in the morning were the first day? Because it was dark before God said, let there be light. And then he created light. So the evening and the morning, that was day one. Here we go. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament of the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. In the evening, in the morning, were the second day. Right? So the evening is when the Sabbath starts. And we're going to keep doing this until we get down to the seventh day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And so God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree that is yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth the grass, and the herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. In the evening, in the morning, were the third day. Now I'm gonna just start going to the evening and the morning or the next day. But one thing I thought was interesting about this is you notice most of the things we buy now don't have seeds. And God said that all the things yielding seeds inside of itself was good. I just wanted to point that out, right? So now we're going down to Genesis 1, right? And 18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day, right? And then now we're going to go to Genesis 1. So this is talking about the stars. If you don't know, you can read it. The fourth day, sun, moon, and stars, right? The fifth day, the fish and the birds, right? Right? It says, and God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, fill the waters in the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth. In the evening, in the morning were the fifth day, right? The creatures on the land, right? And notice this is the sixth day, and this is when God says he created man. But if you read Genesis 2, if y'all want me to do a lesson plan on it, let me know in the comments and I will. But if you read Genesis 2, it shows that man was actually created on the third day. This part of man where it says, and we created him, male and female, created he, them, that was the sixth day. That shows that Adam was there that many days before Eve was created. All right. So let's get into it. We're going to go down to Genesis 31, 1 and 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. Notice it says very good, muchness, force, abundance. In the evening, in the morning were the sixth day, right? Now let's go to Genesis 2. Right. And thus the heavens in the earth were finished, and all of the host of them. And on the seventh day, God ended his work, which he made, and he rested on the seventh day from all of his work, which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he rested from all his work, which God created and made. So that should answer the question, how to keep the Sabbath? How do we know when the Sabbath comes in? It says it right here over and over through Genesis 1. It says in the evening, right? So the Sabbath starts in the evening. The evening, in the morning, right? And because after morning comes what? I mean, we consider morning just like when the sun is rising up until 12. But imagine if it was evening and morning, like the day we consider what we consider the day, because the day is 24 hours, right? So what we consider the day, it's crazy because the day is 24 hours, one full day, but then we consider it the day and the night, right? So this is just what the Bible is saying. But the night came first, the evening, and then the morning, afternoon, whatever region, right? The daytime when the sun's out, right? The evening and the morning were the first day, right? The evening and the morning were the seventh day. God, what we just read in Exodus, it says that God, let me go to it. For in 6 days the Lord made the heaven and earth, right? The sea and all that is that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore he blessed the seventh day and hallowed it. And we know that the days start with the evening, then the morning. That's a day, right? So let me go back to this because I'm about to stop sharing and I'm about to go to the last scripture, which should round this up, this presentation, this video. Let's get it. So the next one is share screen. We're going to Malachi 3. Y'all following with me? Malachi 3. This is 6. We're going to go to Malachi 3 and 6. It says, for I am the Lord, right? I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed, right? So we're not destroyed because God changes not. To be complete, at an end, finished, right? We're not destroyed, ended as a people because God has not changed. He's loved us from the beginning. In the same way he's loved us from the beginning, he has not changed. He did not change the Sabbath from the way he created it at the beginning to a new day. So I don't want to go against no camps or no other people's beliefs. But for the brother who asked the question, this is how we know, right? This is how we know how to keep the Sabbath. So on that note, I just want to say shalom and barakatah. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want to say Kala Hayat by Shimon Shire, which is all praises to the Most High in the name of his son. Thank y'all for tuning in, and until the next time, peace.